So in the past 8 months, we've done about 2.4 million. We're averaging about $500,000 a month right now.
How old are you guys, both of you? Talk about it.
I'm 21.
I'm
Nick?
23. I'm about to turn 24 in September.
At this point, when the processor go down, you guys were ripping. Like, you guys were pushing volume
we,
already?
Yeah,
That's
we
the
were
reason.
up to like 15K a day at that point. So here's the thing. So we had, what was it? It was like 80,000, 100,000 on hold, but we were still getting orders every single day organically because people heard of us. We were doing about 500 a day in orders.
Well, I mean, now we have 3 editors that pump out content for us about, like, I think, like 20, 30 creatives a day right now.
Nice. And is that custom?
Yes, all custom.
Best media buyer I've ever seen in my life. To the extent that we are actually going to give him equity into the brand because of how good he's doing.
That's my biggest thing is, like, I never want to refund a
Yeah.
customer.
It's like, you ain't getting my money back.
People think like ecom is easy, and Sam knows this. For the first 3 years of my life in ecom, I made no money and just lost money. And I made over 100 stores.
Welcome back to the Commercive Podcast. Today, we got 2 special guests. To start things off, how much are you guys currently making with your e-commerce brand?
So in the past 8 months, we've done about 2.4 million. We're averaging about $500,000 a month right now. It's been up and down. So, you average it out, someone will be like, hey, that's not 2.4. No, we've had like 800K months. We've had 100K months. We've had months where we went to absolutely zero because we got screwed for an entire month with payment processors. But we're growing.
We'll talk about it for sure. Talk about what is the brand all about. Obviously, you guys can't say product and niche and all that, but how did this all happen?
Well,
First of all, wait, how old are you guys, both of you? Talk about it.
I'm 21.
I'm
Nick?
23. I'm about to turn 24 in September.
And you guys are partners on this brand.
Yes.
Awesome. How did it happen?
I think it's been on talks for like quite a while, like 3 months, 3-4 months before
Yeah.
we actually met in person.
So Nick started off like we had a little bit of a working relationship with Commercive, and I saw his hustle in the same way that you saw the hustle in me, and I was like, Nick, let's do a store. I could see that what you're doing, and I think you're just applying your skills to the wrong thing, because he had a brand at the time, and the brand, it was just, he was doing a lot of great things, but it was the opportunity vehicle.
He always tells me about the brand. He's like, bro, like, you're not gonna take that brand anywhere.
Can we
say
talk
the
a little
brand,
bit about
or-
what it was?
Yeah, we could say it. It is princess rings.
I remember that.
It was like Disney princess rings, and so
Yeah.
I was
You
like,
were-
look, Nick, you're doing really well, because he pushed like what, like you had a $500,000 month.
Yeah,
No, he did like $500,000 with it,
So
and
we
I was
did
like, dude,
$500,000, yeah.
you're
With a
putting-
princess ring.
with
the
princess
princess rings.
organically.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you're in the wrong opportunity vehicle.
Right.
And so he like thought about it, and so like we had a couple ideas in between, and we're like, okay, we should do this product, and like we tested stuff. Nothing really hit.
We
And
didn't
then-
really test stuff.
No, we had like slippers that we tested. We got like a couple sales, nothing
Okay.
crazy. Then we were gonna do something with like some sort of like honey.
We were doing supplements, and then we did we had like a honey product that
Oh,
we found. Yeah, the supplements. Yeah, Nuita.
We actually ordered. We were gonna do melatonin gummies, and we ordered. We customized it, dealt with everything,
Yeah.
ordered it, and then we never ended up launching because
had
it just like we
we
spoke
had-
to a few people, and it just ended up being like we're like, all right, this isn't the opportunity that we want to pursue.
Interesting.
We had about 20 influencers that we hired at that point, and completely everything fell off. We had a whole channel set just for influencers. We were communicating, hey, we need you to order the product. I think the point was we had the influencers order all the products from our shop, because we were doing TikTok shop at the moment, and I think our payments got put on hold, or we didn't ship on time.
We couldn't ship it on time, and then we had an issue with our manufacturing. And a lot of issues just like sort of piled up to the extent that we were like, okay, it's a little bit too complex for what we want to do. Because
So you tried a few angles.
Yeah.
And nothing was really like, you weren't feeling it there.
Yeah.
And then you created this product, which is going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
brand.
Well, Nick
How did
saw,
that happen?
Nick saw the inspiration for it somewhere, and I remember he came to me and he's like, yo, this is a banger product.
He told me it wasn't.
I told him, I'm like, I really don't see the potential in it, but here's the
Where
thing.
did you see it?
I saw it on Instagram, so I was just scrolling because I have a FYP just optimized just for my niche, and I was going through it, and I was like, yo, this idea would go crazy if we just make this into an actual product.
Because it wasn't really a real product.
Yeah,
at
it wasn't a
time.
product. It was just an idea.
Concept.
It was a concept.
Idea. Okay.
And essentially, I saw it on a tattoo. And then I told someone, I was like, hey, bro, like, this will go crazy if we develop this idea. And he was like, bro, I don't think this is the one, bro. Like,
but I'll tell you, like, most times if I say it's not the one, I just tell him like, yo, if you want to pursue this, by all means, I'm not doing it with you. But this time I was like, you know what, I trust you because you've done jewelry, you know what you're talking about. I'll do it with you. I don't believe in it, but I'm game to try it out with you. And damn, it worked right from the start.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it like?
Were you shocked? You're like, wow, I didn't expect that.
First day, I think we had like a 10x ROAS.
Yeah.
Did you have the product at this point?
No.
Okay. So you created this like imaginary product and you put it up and you started selling it without having the product. You needed to create the product.
That's always been
what happened?
That's always been my idea. Like whenever I test products, I never like look at if the product's available or not because I know that we can make it.
Right.
You know, like, you know that we can
Which,
make it.
I mean, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
It was like a 4-month process where we were going through a lot. And so, like, touching on that, I remember, so we started selling like crazy. And so we had a supplier source it. Well, we went to a manufacturer. Manufacturer said they could do it. And it was going well until they literally told us, because it was a custom product, they were like, hey, this is way too complicated. We can't do this for you anymore.
Really?
Because we started to scale to like 100 orders a day, and they're like, it's way too much.
Were you freaking out at that point? Like,
We were
what do
going
we
nuts
do
because
now?
we're like, yo, do we shut the store? Like, what's happening? Our payments are going to get on hold. We were getting a ton of chargebacks, and we didn't know what to do because we were like, yo, payments are going to go down. You know, we're spending money on ads. What's going to happen? And so I remember we were like, all right, let's just push forward with it. Let's see what we can do. And so what we ended up doing was we just started uploading trackings because we started speaking with some manufacturers. They said they could do it. And so it would be like a
Whose
week.
idea was this?
I think it was like both of us.
Yeah.
We were
You're
just like,
let's
yeah,
just
we
calm the
just- 'cause,
customer
Like,
down.
you don't want to lose the money, right?
Right.
It's like if you're making 100K in like a week, you don't want to just refund that. You want to figure out how to maintain that or retain it.
Yeah,
And
that's my biggest thing is like I never want to refund a
Yeah.
customer.
It's like, you ain't getting my money back.
Yeah, no, we do whatever we can to make sure we don't have to refund. Like even going into like if a customer asks us for a refund, like or for a return, like we're gonna do whatever we can to like try to make them happy without making that happen, so that we can retain what we can.
We created a story so like they thought they would feel bad and be like, oh yeah, no worries. Like we'll hold on for like a few more days.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, like the emails would literally be like, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm like a one-man show, just doing this all by myself out of my house.
That's what you're saying to them?
Yeah.
Oh.
His like he had a female name on like the what's it, on the email, and like they fully thought that it was
So
like this
funny.
lady.
Yeah.
And so it kind of helped because they had sympathy and they were like, oh, she's getting a lot of orders. You know, let's just give it some time. It's custom-made products. So that gave us a little bit of more extra room on top of the fact that we were like, oh. There's like some delays with shipping, and like we just all these little stuff gave us like an extra 2-week margin. It did get to the point where it got so bad that we actually payment processors shut us down.
Yeah.
Was that Shopify payments, right?
Shopify payments.
Shopify payments.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had like we had a month that we completely just like nothing. Payments were frozen.
How much was on hold?
So here's the thing. So we had, what was it? It was like
80,000.
80,000, 100,000 on hold, but we were still getting orders every single day organically because people heard of us. We were doing about 500 a day in orders, and all of that was going into the hold. So you're just getting orders.
Yeah.
$500 worth a day. So you put that over a month. That's like $15,000 worth of orders that we still have to pay for in terms of shipping out the orders, so that we don't lose the money for chargebacks also, which is like another $15 per order.
So it was just coming out of your pocket at that
Well,
point.
Exactly.
No, not at that moment because we had like 20,000 left that we were able to take out before we got shut down.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had like a 10% Shopify hold, and then we had like a 30% margin.
And at this point, when the processor go down, you guys were ripping. Like you guys were pushing
Oh, yeah.
volume already?
That's
we
the
were
reason.
up to like 15K a day at that point, and that was like the previous day was 12, the day before that was 8, the day before that was 4.
How fast did you guys go scale?
In a week.
Within a week.
Within a week, 0 to 15K?
Not 0, but like 1 to 15 within a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Once you had the proof of concept, the ROAS, what was the ROAS right after? Because you guys were crushing right out.
4 to
right
5.
out.
At scale, it was 4 to 5. So 15K
Wow.
days, 4 to 5x ROAS.
Facebook ads.
Facebook ads strictly.
All
Incredible.
Facebook ads, yeah.
You guys were we saw the opportunity at 1K a day, like the ROAS was 4 or 5 or even higher.
Yeah, no, I
At
didn't
1K,
stop.
no, at 1K a day, it was like at 7x. So we were like, yo, if we're
Wow.
scaling this, we know we're getting a 4.3 minimum.
That's what they call it, the golden winner.
No, I was one of my boys came down to Florida that day, and he was like, bro, like you have like a 7x ROAS.
Just
why
push.
Why are you not scaling,
Yeah.
bro? He's like, bro, I would bump the budget like 3K.
Were you
right
guys
now.
scared to scale
We were
because of the
very scared to
inventory
scale.
issue? Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the
Nick,
last.
Nick literally, he would come to me and he's like, bro, I just want to bump budgets. And I'm like, no, we can't. We're not going to be able to fulfill.
Wow.
He's like, bro, I just want to rip it. I just want to duplicate, go to freaking take the budget from 1,000 to 10,000 a day. I'm like, yo, we can't fulfill.
So what did you guys do?
No ship for the whole first month.
Yeah, so
I like the
no shit.
transparency there.
Yeah, no. But full transparency, we're doing what we can to get the orders out. And, we managed to. So we finally found a manufacturer that was able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We had some issues with quality. So then we started like really revamping the product. And this was all Nick, giving him all the credit on that. He sat there for like 8 hours a day, just going back and forth with the manufacturers, with the agents, and just basically making sure that the specific things about the product came out. And so, I mean, I think it's fine if we say the niche, right? Niche is fine?
Yeah, I think it is.
So we're in the jewelry niche. And so that being so, you have a lot of like little things that need to be adjusted for the product to make it a good product. Whether that's quality, thickness of the actual chain, if it's an adjustable product, you also have specific parts of it to make it adjustable. And so we had a little piece inside for the adjustability, and that piece had to be a very specific diameter. And so we were going through like 10 different diameters to like really test what the best one was. And then we were going through different plating processes. And so it was like a lot of different testing to really get the product down.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Were customers complaining about this?
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
exactly how we got like these changes made, because we would look at the customers, they were like, my changes broke, this bead just doesn't make sense. We were like, yo, like it sliced right through my neck. I'm like, okay, we need to change this like ASAP. And then like the first month, we were just going back and forth with the supplier, with the manufacturer, which was like, yo, we need to make these changes like fast. And I think we went through like 6 batches before we like were like at the 6th batch now.
Yeah, something like that. Like
You
we've
got
had a
it.
lot
Looks
of
like
iterations.
you've gotten it pretty down pat now.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
we actually, and so like that's one thing for us. We're like always trying to iterate and make it a better product. And so we even found another manufacturer. And we're paying more for the product now, but the product is just so much better now. And like the feedback that we've gotten from like the early stage customers who have received it has been phenomenal.
Amazing, and of course you guys are using the China 3PL model,
100%.
which is talk about that. How does that work for those who don't know?
Yeah, for sure.
How does that make your business able to be scalable without worrying about anything on the back end?
We're doing drop shipping, but we just straight up just tell we have factories in China. They do everything for us, because I think like if we brought it to the US, it'd be a little bit more expensive, and we still want to keep the margins high.
Yeah, so like in the beginning, we really like were focused on the drop shipping side of it, and because the agents, Commercive, they were fully covering our costs, and so it just helped us scale without having to really have any inventory issues. And like he was ordering 20,000, 30,000 units ahead of time for us, so it really helped us scale.
I think once we had the proof of concept, they were like, and we paid a few bills after, they were like, yeah, like we'll cover everything for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, and
You guys are shipping now from China.
So now we're doing.
Are you just
3PL.
doing US? Right, China 3PL.
Yeah,
What is
so-
that for those who don't know?
Yes, so basically it's like a regular US 3PL, but obviously within China. So when it comes to China, most people think of it as like just drop shipping, but it's a warehouse. And so if you just ship your inventory there, which is what we started doing, you could use it as a regular 3PL. So now we actually swap manufacturers to a better manufacturer, and so we're making the product with them, and then they're going to be shipping it to our 3PL to ship it out. So we actually compared the China to the US cost, because our manufacturer actually called me yesterday and he was like, hey, I can probably do the shipping for you from the US, because I can get this manufactured from you in the Dominican. So he's like, I'll get it manufactured in the Dominican, I'll ship it to the US in bulk, and then we'll just do individual 3PL on each package. We were comparing costs, and I think our costs would have doubled.
Wow.
And so that's the thing. It's like we're really able to operate, because like now our margins are a lot slimmer. We've been at scale for a while, and so we're operating at much less margins than we were in the beginning.
Of course.
And so having the ability to have that cheaper China postage and that fulfillment,
That's huge.
has been a lot easier. Especially they work harder.
Yeah.
They work cheaper.
You don't have to worry
and they
about
do
it.
better work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
China's
No,
king,
they're
guys.
awesome.
For
They're
those who have
awesome.
USA brands, they
like,
can expand worldwide. We had a client literally past week. He's like, yo, we're crushing the US and we want to unlock United Kingdom, Australia.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If we were doing US, We actually just opened the side of our store into Germany, into the EU markets, and it's doing phenomenal. But if we were doing within the US, our margins would be so super slim, if maybe even non-existent, because it would be so expensive. Whereas with China, it's actually even cheaper for us to ship to Germany than it is to ship to the US.
100%.
And so it really allows us to just open up those possibilities to scale without having to worry about like the extra added of like, hey, what's our margins going to be, or where are we going to ship from, how long is it going to take? Because even if we did ship from the US, even if it was cheaper, it still will take the same amount of time to get to Germany from the US as it is from China, if not faster from China. And so that's really where the benefit is coming.
I'm gonna quick plug Commercive. If you have a USA 3PL they're using right now, bring it over to China. We have a China 3PL that does everything for you, hands off, so you can ship worldwide, 65 plus countries. And do what these guys are doing. Do it smart rather than working hard with more profit. So that's incredible. Did you expect this brand would get so big? You know, but
no, I think like after we started seeing the initial results, I knew this was really scalable, and we sort of started to like try to position it in a way where we can really make this into a brand. And so obviously,
what did you do? What created from more of like a side thing to like, hey, this is like looking like a real brand, acting like a real brand? What did that look like?
So it was a multitude of things. Honestly, Nick, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, no. First of all, it was a lot of Solomon's, doing, because I like websites, but he has attention to detail when it comes to these things.
That is true.
So we ended up just adding on more products, things that make sense to go with the necklaces, with the bracelets, with the rings, earrings, and we started like post-purchase upsells, just selling, throughout the whole entire store, just selling more of the whole entire store altogether rather than just one product. Because like reality, all big brands sell everything in their store, not just one product.
How did you get people to actually take those upsells?
So it's a lot of so Nick set up some in-cart upsells that started to do really well. So the real focus here is trying to really find something that's cohesive with your current product. And so if you're in jewelry, most of the time it might be a gift. So you sell a gift box, right? And so those sort of things. Then we also had the post-purchase upsells, which a lot of testing goes into that, obviously, A/B testing. And
what app are you guys using?
The best one is going to be Aftersell. Aftersell by Rokt, ROKT. Yeah. That's the best for Aftersell.
And then the in-cart upsell, is that an app too, or is that built in?
It's a cart right now. It's iCart, but it's very glitchy. So now we're trying to like incorporate a custom cart into the Shopify itself.
Yeah, this is like one thing that we basically, I remember a couple months ago, we're sitting there and we had a lot of like customers hitting us up and they're like, hey, my cart's not loading. And we're like, what do you mean? And
I have PTSD because of carts.
Now, like Nick will just hit us up in chat and he'll be like, hey, yo, I don't think the cart's working. We're like, Nick, calm down. It's working. But, like we actually tested it a couple weeks ago where we tested our native cart, just the regular theme cart versus the app cart. And the native cart converted a lot higher, which makes no sense. And it's only because the app carts, most of the time, they don't work. They're not so, like, they don't work very well with the theme. And so there's some glitches here and there that can cause a lot of, like, drop off. And so we make it up in our AOV because we get a lot higher AOV with the custom cart. But it's obviously something that every brand should be looking into because you think that these apps are good and then you kind of realize that they're really messing with you.
What was the biggest things that you guys did to really, like, elevate the brand? Did you guys redo the website at all? Did you guys... So what was the big levers?
From the beginning, I'm always a believer in the, like, if you're going to do it, you do it right from the start because otherwise you're not getting a proper test. Like, if you're going to get a 2.5% conversion and then afterward you're like, okay, it's going to work well, then I'll up it. And then you'll get a 5% conversion maybe. Why didn't you just get that 5 from the beginning? Because maybe you wouldn't have been profitable to 2.5, but the 5 you would have. And so from the beginning, like basically a couple days into like already testing the product, I did the full website build out. I looked at other sites, tried to get inspiration, and we had the post-purchase upsells, we had the pre-purchase upsells.
Wow, so you set it up right off the bat.
Yeah, because obviously you want to make sure you're making the most money. Right now I think post-purchase is probably about 10% of our revenue.
Very cool. What was the allocation there? So revenue-wise, do you guys know like numbers of like, do you do any email, SMS, or not? We
do email and SMS. So originally, that's one thing I'll say. When it comes to those sort of things, don't go too crazy on it because it's not going to be the majority of your revenue in the beginning. As you scale, it will, like people probably hear like, oh, it should be 30% of your revenue. I don't really believe in that. Obviously, if I can get to there, I would love it.
I guess it's for more like clothing brands or repeat purchases.
Yeah, so we're trying to get to the repeat purchase area, but right now we're just trying to funnel in, new buyers.
Our LTV is pretty high too. I think it's like 7-10% right now.
Well, our returning customer rate. Yeah, we have about like a 7% returning customer rate, and it's been slowly climbing up. So we're doing what we can. And obviously, going back into the branding question, the one thing that really separated us in terms of branding was we were always putting an effort into making the product better, an effort into making sure that every customer was happy. Because if they were happy, they were going posting it, and then people were coming and buying it. An effort into really crafting a brand story, because a lot of people, they resonate with that, as well as, custom packaging, custom gift boxes, things like that. And, just putting the attention to those small details really gives that brand experience. Whereas, drop shipping store, it's like a one-time purchase. You never hear from them again. Yeah. And it's just like it's in the back of your mind. We're like, now we try to stay in the front of people's minds with like emails every couple of days.
The most important part was the quality of the product. Because like back to what you said, like a customer orders, you never hear from them again, right? But from us, we hear from them. They post on their Instagrams, TikToks, and then that's content that we use.
Awesome.
I think brand is just community, and however you can create community, that's how you create brand. And so it's in the small things. It's not in the big things. I think people think that like there's big levers to pull. There never is. It's always a bunch of small levers that just compound into something really big.
Interesting. Are you guys have custom content and pictures and stuff like that?
Yes.
How did you guys do that?
Well, for custom content, we started.
Should we go into the whole early days of like the war with content?
Oh yeah.
Let's go. I know you guys have a little backstory in the war. Tell us what happened.
Give Nick this.
Nick, tell us.
So we had one person that had the same idea that I found, and I was like, oh my god, this person's doing the same thing that we're doing, because we couldn't find factories for it. So this is like a full-on custom product, and we were like, okay, let's test by ripping this person's these people's videos, and it was working. We scaled until we got our custom content. I got my girlfriend to do content for us, and we pivoted really hard, like very fast. But we didn't pivot fast enough, and then that same person DMCA'd the whole entire store, took that on Instagram, almost got our ad account suspended, and we went through a whole entire war where we were like, oh yeah, we can't get bullied. We can't get bullied.
Yeah, Nick has PTSD on this, because basically, she was going to take... I remember the DMCA came for our Instagram first, and we were just sitting there, hoping our Shopify doesn't get taken down. And it didn't for a while. And so the whole thing with the Instagram was funny, because we had a ton of custom content, but we accidentally left, one or two videos all the way at the bottom of our feed that was hers. We forgot to take it off.
So she reported it.
Yeah, so because it's 3 videos. It was just 3 videos. Yeah. Those 3 videos was everything she needed to take our Instagram.
So she reported it.
And then your ads went down?
Our ads didn't go down. So we were still active. Good. It's just that we lost our page, and our page was verified, I think, at that point, which was helping a lot with conversion, because we were running through our page. And we also had 20K followers on it. So it looked really good. It was all organic.
Nice.
So getting it taken down was a really big hit to us. And so we kind of scrambled. We spoke to a few people to get it back. I think Nick wanted to pay $10K to get it back. I found a guy who said he could do it for $4. Nick was stressing. I was like,
I was just rushing. Do it, bro. I was just rushing. I was like, we got to get this out.
I'm telling you, we can get it for $4. We'll save $6. And so he ended up just being like, all right, fine, cool. So we paid a $2K down payment. Not sure if this guy would just screw us. It was Zelle.
It's because it's so...
You're not getting that back.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, no escrow,
and we took
nothing.
a risk. But 3 weeks later, he pulled through. He told us it was going to take a while, because it was a specific type of band that just takes a lot longer.
Yeah.
And he pulled through with it. And we paid him the rest, and that was fine. So then we kind of got pissed at her, because I think she also at that point took our Shopify down. But here's the thing, Nick, I was stressing about Shopify, and Nick was like, bro, don't worry, we can get around it. He sat there, duplicated 400 products. And we just ran the duplicates, because if you get DMCA'd, it's those products that get DMCA'd, and then if you just duplicate it, you're still fine.
Just press everything active on the duplicate products, and you're back up again.
So we went back up, and so we got annoyed.
I think it took us a minute to change all the links on our Facebook ads.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, that's smart.
So then Nick hit up one of his boys. He's like, "Yo, I have someone who could take down her Instagram," and I was like, "I don't want to be petty, but she's been, she's getting on her nerves."
Yeah.
So we paid, got it taken down.
She's attacking you.
Yeah. So this was funny, and just to rub it in, I remember I sent an email to her store where I just wrote checkmate.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then she didn't respond, and I kind of got annoyed. So then I went onto her TikTok videos, and then I started posting, "Hey, what happened to your Instagram?" And she would just be deleting it and then blocking my account. But then after that, we didn't have any issues with it. Not sure what happened to her. God bless her.
No, we did like try to buy her out. Like we were like interested.
Yeah,
in, like,
we actually I remember we emailed her. We're like, "Hey, we're a private equity firm. We're looking to potentially buy brands within the jewelry niche, and we really loved your brand." And she just fully didn't respond to us. Like we were gonna give her a good offer too, because we're like, you know what, maybe we can get her. She makes.
Tried hiring her.
That's
we're gonna put her on retainer. But whatever, didn't end up happening. But we're in a better place now. So
nice.
Yeah, I feel like the pivot in content was just everything.
Yeah. Let's talk about ads and content for a second, because I know creative's like king today.
Yes.
What are you guys doing creative wise? I know you have a pretty nice structure there, a lot of volume, a lot of great quality. What's the process there?
Well, I mean, now we have 3 editors that pump out content for us, about like I think like 20, 30 creatives a day right now.
Nice. And is that custom?
Yes, all custom.
Okay.
So we have my girlfriend who does content for us. Originally, she's an organic creator. She has all the products in the store. She makes the content for the main product as well. And we send all the raw footage to the editors, and they edit all the videos.
How are they testing those creatives?
In terms of what?
Like structure wise, you guys have a lot of CBOs running, ABOs, small campaigns, a lot of campaigns?
We have like 3 CBOs.
Okay.
We have 3. No, we have 2 CBOs, 1 ABO. 1 ABO campaign is just like literally just test campaign, like all the ads, and then 1 CBO which we scale, and then 1 CBO which is I believe just like another testing CBO.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you one thing though.
You guys have a media buyer.
We do, and here's my big belief.
Yeah.
I don't think like people really get into like the nitty gritty of like, oh, should I do an ABO? Should I do a CBO? Mm-hmm. Just have a good ad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you put in your ad, it'll be good.
Ads,
and that gets me into this where it's like your account structure and managing your ads doesn't matter. You have a good product, you have a good lander, you have good creatives. It doesn't matter. And so what we did is, so Nick was managing it, and I'm like, hey, it's taking a lot of time. I think we should get a media buyer. And so he actually found a really solid media buyer. And I remember I was like, bro, I don't know, like I don't think we could trust them. And he was a lot.
Doesn't live in the US either.
Yeah.
I was like, I trust this dude.
Yeah. And I was
the
like,
OG days of him coaching.
Yeah. So with Nick, I'm like, look, like whenever Nick tells me something where he's like really confident, I'm like, by all means, give it a shot. Like if it loses, whatever, it's cool. And this, I swear to God, best media buyer I've ever seen in my life. To the extent that we are actually going to give him equity into the brand because of how good he's doing. Yeah. But he sits there and like comes up with creative ideas. He's just managing the teams, making sure that, he's scaling budgets if they need to be scaled. He's like lowering them if they need to be lowered, whatever it is. And he's fully on top of it. And he helped us take our brand from like, I remember right before we had him, our brand really was like dying. We were doing like 300K a month.
I think that was after our
with
first
maybe 10K profit.
Yeah.
That month, it was like 10K profit. It was really low margin. And so we brought him on. He started fixing things up, and he really started to scale it up. And, just tapping into creative there. We had one creative where like we were at the brink of like really dying, and just one creative, it like pulled through. And we started seeing like 4x rises, and we scaled that up, and it really helped boost the brand back. And, that goes into the idea that creatives really is everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, all you need is another creative to really revive things.
100%.
That's awesome.
Always got to keep testing in different iterations, different hooks, different CTAs. Like, it's all about just testing more creatives. Because if one creative's dying, you make another one, it could come back to
100%. And that's why, like, I remember when we were at the Cart Basil event, the Commercive Cart Basil event, Alex Fedotov was on stage, and he said something that really, like, it stuck with the both of us. He was like, if you look at big brands, they're pushing out thousands of creatives like a week. And he's like, it's because of that they're able to scale. And like he showed it. Like he was like, they have 5,000, they're doing this much. They have 8,000, they're doing this much. And it would just like consecutively go up based on how many they had. And so it really put into our head where it's like, okay, we just got to be pushing out more creatives. The more we can push out, the more we can get.
Yeah, I compared my the ad library from our brand to like other big brands. I'm like, yeah, in the beginning it was like 100 ads, but these people are testing like 3,000 ads. They have 3,000 active ads, and it's like that's why they're doing the numbers that they are, and we're like slowly declining.
Wow, that's big. So more volume, more quality, more creatives.
100%. You just got to do iterations of what's working as well as new angles, because obviously you test different angles and you'll tap into new audiences.
How are you guys like finding these angles to go after?
Well, we test everything, 80-20 every angle that we could find. We're not really like closed off to trying anything. Well, I mean, I was a little bit closed off in the beginning.
Yeah.
He would tell me an angle.
Yeah. Are you guys trying to double down on creatives are working right now,
Yes.
or
100%.
angles? Like,
So we have a certain budget. I believe it's 80% of our budget goes to testing, the doubling down, and then the rest
testing.
Yeah, the 20% is testing
Very
the
cool.
ideas.
What's the future plans for the brand?
Future plans for now is potentially scaling out the product selections. So having multiple products within our niche, just scaling them up. Trying to really build brand equity. And, maybe a sale down the line, maybe not. Trying to get onto Amazon as well, maybe a little bit of retail. We'll see where it takes us day by day.
Yeah.
Get that nice wire.
Yeah.
What are you guys gonna do? You get a nice exit.
Another opportunity.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Nick had his moments where he's like, dude, if this doesn't work, I'm going back to working a 9 to 5.
Yes.
Wow.
No,
Because look, people. I'm gonna be honest. People think like ecom is easy, and for Sam knows this. For the first 3 years of my life in ecom, I made no money and just lost money. And I made over 100 stores. So for anybody here who thinks oh, it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Or they want to only do 2 stores, you got to push if you really want to make this work. But the biggest issue why it didn't work for me is because I didn't take it seriously enough. Yeah. You're listening to us and we're like, yo, we're building teams for creatives. We have media buyer. I was sitting there by myself, making a stupid little creative, with it looked like it was made by Temu or something like that. Yeah. And it's just it's low effort. Because even though my stores were phenomenal, and that's exactly why what you saw in me, everything else was bad. Yeah. And so it takes that extra effort.
Yeah, we're keeping this podcast super high level. I don't even want to get into how we all met. People can dig around, but it's crazy. Just want to say it's crazy. We're all sitting here and talking these conversations a few years ago. It was totally different for everybody.
We're
100%.
We're like the meme of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's you're my mentor. I met him through you, and then you met.
Our son, literally, when I brought him to Ecom Uprise, to the community there, he was a coach. He was whack. I'm not gonna lie.
He was good for me.
He was good.
He was, very good for me.
He didn't have nearly what he has now.
Nah, I feel like he did. He's the person who taught me Facebook ads. That's why I had such a big trust in him, because I was everything that he taught me during Ecom Uprise or Facebook was what I used to scale tools from the beginning. And then that's when I brought him on. I was like, yo, bro, I trust this, bro. This dude,
I love that. Good. It's how important was wait, how did you guys meet?
It was through you because Nick.
Well, I was on the Commercive Discord, and I was always very active on Discord, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I see you're active. Do you want to help me out with the Discord?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love that."
And it's so cool how it all came together.
Yeah,
it's God's work, honestly.
Yeah.
For those who you guys scaled very, very fast. Very fast. I mean, $2.4 million in 8 months. Most e-com stores don't do that. Those who are watching and they're $100,000 a month, because we have a lot of looking at the data and a lot of mid to large e-commerce sellers kind of in the middle, right? So we're not really trying to attract the beginners, but those who are watching and trying to get to that level, of course, feel free to keep listening to the right information. What do you guys do different than others to really push that hard?
What did we do different?
Yeah, $2+ million in 8 months. That's volume.
I don't know if it's that's the thing that this is something that I quote all the time, and it's something that stuck with me from Hormozy, and everybody that knows me knows I love him.
We went to him last week.
Yeah, went to him last week. It was
freaking
phenomenal. One thing that he said was that he was speaking to his mentor one time, and he went to him and he's like, hey, I'm putting out 5,000. I'm doing these flyers that you told me to do, and it's not working. And he's like, how many are you doing? He's like, I'm doing 5,000 a week. He's like, I do 5,000 a day to test. He's like, you're doing 5,000 a month or a week, whatever it was. Yeah. And he's like, that's when it clicked. It's I'm doing the right things. I'm just not doing them hard enough. I'm not doing enough of it. And so it's that's to go to how to translate that here is maybe you're focusing on your store and creatives, but you just maybe need 100 more creatives. Maybe you need a much better product. Put more time into iteration of your product. put more time into, like the actual ad itself, whatever that might be, but just put more time focusing into the actual things that will move the lever.
It also goes to like the beginner dropshippers where it's like some people just test like 2 products and they give up. It's like, what if you test 100 products or 30 products? Like how many products have you actually tested? It's for you to actually get the reps in.
But that's not to say, because that's a really big mistake that I made. I just want to clarify what he's saying. It's not to say just go and test products.
Right.
Do it properly. Because I didn't do it properly. I was just like, let me just test.
Yeah,
every day I was testing the product.
This is like, because I hear like stories like 100 products. It took me 100 products before I hit something. I was like,
I couldn't believe it when I first heard it. I was like,
what?
What?
It took me 12.
Yeah.
People just aren't testing properly, and I'm a witness to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you're not a witness to it, but like, you did it right.
It happened for myself.
Yeah.
But no, I actually like, I believe that 100%.
Quality.
I felt like I was doing quality tests or really just trying to pump out products. That's why like when I hear people say like it took me like 100 products, I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Well,
did he really fangirl for Hormozy?
No. One second. I didn't go up there and start fangirling.
Yeah.
I just appreciate him and just put it out there. He has responded to me a couple times, and I have corrected some stuff in his book that he agreed to.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I just
Hormozy,
really
if you're
respect
watching.
what he does, and I think he's a phenomenal entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And
I think he's one of them.
Yeah.
One of the real ones. I mean, of course, but very rare to find someone.
I will
like that.
fangirl over.
Yeah. Who's your fangirl moment gonna be
David
for?
Fogarty.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we're gonna have him on the pod. Yeah, we're having some really exciting episodes coming. We got Cuts. The Cuts CEO,
Stephen Borelli, Cuts Clothing.
Cuts
Am I wearing their
clothing.
stuff? No,
Are you?
I'm not
wearing
right
their
now.
pants. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for coming on, and thanks for dropping value. I'm really excited for seeing what's next for everyone here, and just have some
the next
fun.
couple of months will be
Let's
crazy.
keep growing.
Thanks for having us on, brother.
Of course. Welcome to New York again, our long lost New York friend, and soon to be new resident.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll be back.
All right, cool. Guys, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. For those who need free quotes to scale better, more profitably, go to commercive.co, fill out the free form, free quote. Doesn't hurt. You'll probably be saving a lot more money than you think and have a better service and scale smarter like these guys are. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.